Yo! Hey guys! Welcome back to my channel, Built on the Rock Recovery. Guess where I am? I'm celebrating my 14 years of recovery, which I celebrated on September 2nd. It's now like the weekend after. And I'm sitting in a hotel room and I'm about to celebrate. Look at the epic cake I made for myself. You guys, I have my cake and I'm gonna be eating it too. Oh, I fully intend to eat this whole thing in 3 days. Yeah, it's a thing. It's happening. So, to celebrate, we're going to are we going to? Oh, geez, Lordy. Okay, ow, ooh, ow. Okay, we're not lighting all of them. Okay. Okay, are we gonna, whoa! Okay, lot happening. Okay, wow! Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, dear Christine. Happy birthday to me. And many more. Some jazz hands thrown in there. That's just an extra added bonus for you. Okay. All right. Well, I can't wait to dig into that thing. But first, we have something we need to discuss. Now, hi again, sorry, that cut out. I was trying to turn up the volume. Whatever, I'm just gonna leave it. I don't have my microphone, I couldn't bring it along, so I'll try to talk louder. Can you hear me now? Alright, so what are we gonna be talking about? Well, over the next 3 days, I'm gonna be doing a lot of filming because I have a lot on my mind. Now, I can't begin this video without saying thank you to the people who have been there for me, my solid as a rock parents. We're doing Built on the Rock Recovery. My parents are solid as a rock. They are the true people who have been there with me no matter what. And then I've got coworkers, and then I've got friends and family, and you guys know who you are. Thank you so much for supporting me. But of course, none of it's possible without JC, my redeemer, my protector, and truly my BFF. Where would I be without you? Dead in a ditch somewhere, no doubt. You guys, if I was a cat with 9 lives, I went through all that. I should have been dead a long time ago. So over the next few days, I'm going to be sharing my story, which I've never told you, and no doubt you're curious about. It's all in the book, of course. Friendly reminder. I'm the author of Flying Free, How Freedom from Crystal Meth Let Me Out of My Cage and Allowed Me to Soar. And that is very true. It's on Amazon. My whole story's in there, but I'm going to tell you. My addiction makes absolutely no sense. You might be wondering, well, why is that? Well, while I was born with the disease of addiction, I was raised in a very loving home. There was no abuse, there was no dysfunction. I mean, we weren't the world's most affectionate family. No. I don't remember being touched or hugged or embraced very often. But we had love in our home. And I've got my parents and my older brother, and we were a very middle-class family. My parents were doing the best with what they had. They sent me to Christian school from grade 2 till grade 9. I had solid friends when I was younger. So at 14, what makes a person who came from a healthy home go totally off the rails? Well, part of my theory is this. Halfway through grade 9, I got kicked out of Christian school because I threw a party. I guess I learned pretty early on how to do it. Of course, you're 14 years old. There's no booze yet. So there's Pepsi and like a lot of it. There's strip poker. Yeah, surprise, mom and dad. There was strip poker. The guys were all in the alley smoking cigars, choking, trying to look cool. There's people making out all over the house, and including my brother's bed. Sorry, bro, you were in Fortress, man. You were meeting your future wife. I would use the space I was given. Surprise! And then, of course, the stereotypical horror flick, Children of the Corn. So, some putz from the party goes home and tells his mommy all the little details about what went down. She goes to the principal. Next thing I know, Monday morning, I'm being hauled into the principal's office. Fast forward to, I was either going to be expelled or I could come back to school. No, the condition was I could either leave or I could come back to the school and not go on any of the cool trips that we went on. We went on ski trips, we went on band trips, we did all this really fun stuff. And I was like, no, the trips are totally what make this school. No, if I can't go on those, I'm good. So halfway through grade 9, I transferred to Bishop Pinkham, which was a junior high school in Lakeview, in Calgary. This is all happening in Calgary, okay? That's where I'm originally from, Calgary, Alberta. And right away, as soon as I get to school, I'm aligned with the worst kids in school. 2 weeks after I get there, the principal's like, Christine, you have the opportunity to hang out with anyone in school, and you've chosen the delinquents. Why have you done that? And I don't know what I said, but I think it involved, a hand smack on the table, and I'm like, I'm going to do what I want. And that's when the rebel spirit was born. And Lord have mercy for everything that happened after that. That's where it all began. I was smoking cigarettes, swailing peach snaps behind the school. Oh yes, things had started. And then grade 10 and 11, I lived in Winnipeg. Grade 12, moved back to Calgary. And grade 12 is when things really started to go sideways. I mean, in Winnipeg, I was still drinking and smoking and stuff like that, but it wasn't anything major. I was still going to school. I was still doing what I needed to do. But grade 12, I was going to alternative high school, and it's like a self-study. And if you're not motivated to self-study, it's the worst environment you can go into because, well, it took me 2 years to do grade 12, and then I didn't even fully graduate, so great. But what started in grade 12 was heavy party, and I started dealing acid. Now, there's some people in the hallway. Sorry if you're going to hear anything. So I started dealing acid. Turns out I was pretty good at it. So good, I had to get a second job in order to cover all the finances, to hide all the finances. Because I was starting to come home with all this stuff, and my mom's like, you're unemployed. What's happening? Now, I had a real problem with shoplifting at this time, too. So whether it was the shoplifting or selling drugs, I mean, I had no good story, right? So I got this job at Safeway as a courtesy clerk, helping people out with their groceries and stuff. Pretty standard. It was a good job. It was the first place I really learned about customer service and excellence. Okay, so then I'm dealing acid. Now I'm 18. Now I can hit the bars. Full bar star. Like, full bar star. And I discovered pretty quick, because I'd never really played pool before, but they had pool tables at the bar. So I discovered pretty quick that I'm a really good shot, man. A natural. And I've played in leagues, I've played in tournaments, I've played for a long time and on a professional level. Not like getting paid to do it, but, you know, in the big leagues. So anyways, I was using those talents to hustle in the bar. And this is why I rarely, I mean, if you're a beautiful woman in a bar, you don't pay for drinks anyways, but even more so because I was hustling all these dudes on the pool table. And I gained quite a reputation as a shark. And in fact, my nickname for the longest time was the Shark Attack. Whatever, man. You know, like, it was really good. So weed, booze, cocaine, ecstasy, MDMA, Special K, GHB. I was going to a lot of raves, so I was discovering all these drugs, right? And it was every day. It was every day. Addiction in full force. It was every day. And then the beginning of the end came on the scene. At 25 years of age, I was introduced to meth. Methamphetamine, crystal meth, Tina, glass. It's got all these names, right? But really what it is a good, long, slow death. Now, of course it didn't start out badly, because we never come to our demise without it being really good first. Like, addicts aren't addicts because it's all crappy. I mean, we don't have that much of a death wish, all right? Because when I discovered that meth, and not to be crude, but the glass dick, because what meth is, it's this awful substance just made out of, like, well, you've seen I don't know if you've seen Breaking Bad, but there's just all this, where's my book? Hold on. I can literally read you the, chapter 14. Okay. Oh my goodness. You guys, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at me. You see that? Like, you guys, I was 125 pounds there, and now I'm like 175. Okay, maybe a bit more. Can you see that? This is in the book. Can you see the mania in my eyes? Ugh, I can't even look at it, man. I can't even look at it. Okay, but meth. Okay, I'll just read this to you. What is it? Chasing the dragon, smoking puddles, smoking jib, puddle jumping, partying with Tina. All terms used to describe doing meth, but not all methods are proven equal. In this chapter, I'm going to give you a breakdown of the ways that I did meth and what it was like. Let's begin with what meth is and what's in it. Methamphetamine is short for methadone, and it dates back to World War II. It dates back to 1897 and has been used to treat asthma, narcolepsy, and fatigue in war soldiers. And there's a bit more I say here, but what's in it? Amphetamines, extracted from allergy medications. Ammonia hydroxide, battery acid, drain cleaner, lantern fuel, antifreeze, red phosphorus, ephedrine and pseudoephedrine, brake cleaner, engine starter, rubbing alcohol, and fertilizer. I've ingested it all, folks, for 4 years straight. When they cook it, it looks like glass. That's why it's one of the nicknames is glass. It's clear. I don't know on the Breaking Bad thing how they got the whole blue thing going. I don't know. I always had clear glass. You put it into a glass pipe, affectionately called the glass dick, and then you take like a lighter or a torch, you melt it down, and then you smoke it. You can also swallow it. You can also crush it up and do it in lines. I've done it all. I did everything except for injecting with needles. Thank you, Jesus, I never went down that path. Okay, so my goal to do this in 14 minutes has not happened, so you're going to need to be a little bit more patient with me. It really wasn't long before things started going badly, though. Because once you get on meth, you start losing weight so rapidly. Why? Because you stop eating, you stop drinking. There was no drinking water, there was no going to the gym, there's no being healthy, there's just no nothing. Sorry, I'm so distracted by the hallway noise. I hope this isn't going to be a problem. Anyway, I'm not going to go into every single crappy thing that happened. All you need to know is at the end, I was literally insane. And all I wanted to do was kill the guy who had lost my snake. I'll have to do a separate video on that because that is literally, I got a whole half sleeve in her honor. Like, that's its own video. But I wanted to kill the guy who had lost my snake. I wanted to kill myself. I hated everyone and everything. I completely turned my back on God. I had hit 10 different rock bottoms. And I was at a very pivotal point. I'll never forget this. It was like, it was the September long weekend, and there was this annual metal fest. I was a huge into heavy metal. And there was this annual metal fest that I always went to. And on the exact weekend of this metal fest, I had gotten a call from a detox center in Red Deer, because I'd been calling around Calgary and all the beds were full. I knew I was coming to the end. But there was this one place in Red Deer, and I'll never forget this. I hear this beautiful voice on the phone. And she says, "Hello, is this Christine?" "Yeah." She said, "Well, hi, I'm Christine." I'm like, "Okay, what do you want?" Putting the ass in class. Yeah, I was, didn't care about anyone or anything. Definitely didn't care about manners. She said, "Christine, I'm calling because I've got a bed available." I'm like, "Oh yeah." She said, "Yeah, it's 9 a.m. now. I'm gonna need for you to make the decision by noon." And I'm like, "Okay." Okay, hang up the phone. You guys, it was a moment of sheer terror, and you're thinking, why? You were calling for a bed. Wouldn't this be great news? No. Because when you've been killing yourself and dying for so long, you now have an opportunity at life and a life-changing move. I was terrified. You guys, I paced and I paced and I paced and I called my dad. I'm like, "Dad, will you drive me? Like, the bed's available. Will you drive me?" He's like, "Yes, I'll drive you, please. Just, yes." Okay. Yeah, I'm sure he was a lot more calm. But he was definitely excited. Definitely excited. He had all the excitement. I had all the fear. So I call her back. And I'm like, Christine, I'll take the bet. That was by far one of the hardest decisions of my life. How can I choose life when I didn't even know what it meant to live or want to live? How was I going to choose life when all I wanted to do was kill myself? But he had a bigger plan. And if I wouldn't have taken that moment, I don't think I would be sitting here right now. So I was in an abusive relationship. The guy was at work. And I knew if he knew that I was gone and knew where I was, he would kill me. I think even to this day, if he knew where I was, he would try to find me. Enough time has passed, he probably wouldn't kill me, but I know he's always wondered where I went. Because all I did, you guys, legit, I wrote a note. I'm like, well, gotta go. It's been a slice. Peace out. Left the note on the counter. Never spoke to him again. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine what he went through? Well, anyways, that's not the point of the story, and I really don't want to think about him, so. My dad picked me up, we got in the car, and that's what started my whole recovery journey. I went through detox for 2 weeks. I went to Thorpe Recovery Center in Lloydminster for like 28 days. And when I arrived in Edmonton, I had 41 days clean, a bag of clothes, because I had to leave everything behind. I had nothing but some clothes that I had with me. He has all of my stuff. So a bag of clothes, 41 days clean, and a mustard seed of faith. That's how I arrived in Edmonton, that's it. My dad drove me to the back alley of the Salvation Army. And we both looked at each other. It's in a super dodgy part of town. He's like, is this the place? I look over here. These dudes there's a drug deal happening like right there. Some dude dumpster diving over there. I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, Dad, I don't want you to leave me here. He's like, I don't want to leave you here. It was a very tearful goodbye. But not goodbye, just, farewell. And I was in that Salvation Army program. It was called the Anchorage program. I was in that for like a year. And then I went to their transitional housing. In total, I was in treatment for like 3 years. And so many amazing things happened. That was the place where I learned how to look into my own eyes and say, Christine, girl, you've made a lot of mistakes. But I wouldn't trade you for anyone or anything. I love you. It was the first time. It took me 2.5 years to look into my eyes, tell me that I love me, and not flinch. And not cringe and not, oh, I'm so fake. And of course, there's so much more to the story. But I'm at the 25-minute mark. It's the longest video I've ever made. And I'm going to leave it there for now. You guys, I love you. And I'm going to be doing at least 3 or 4 other videos that I hope are going to enrich your day and enrich your life. And each one of you who watches this enriches my life. So thank you for being here. And peace out till the next time. Bye.